Chosen one, listen closely, because if this message reached you today, it's not an accident. Something powerful is shifting around your life, and tomorrow is the day everything finally clicks into place. The storms you survived, the confusion you carried, the silence you endured. God was not delaying you. He was aligning you. Every battle that felt unfair was actually preparing your spirit for this moment. And now, for the first time in a long time, your path is becoming clear. The weight is lifting. The chaos is settling. And the blessings that were circling your life are finally landing. Tomorrow is not just another date. It is the moment your destiny stops shaking and starts settling. God is saying, you held on when others let go. You believed when everything looked impossible. Now it's your turn. This shift is because of your patience, your faith, your heart, your endurance, and what's coming next will prove you are never behind. You are being positioned. Before we go deeper, do 3 things to align with this divine energy. Like this video, comment, I am ready for my divine settlement, and subscribe so your spirit doesn't miss what God is about to reveal next. Your life finally stops feeling stuck. For a long time, it felt like your life was running in slow motion, while everyone else around you was moving forward. You tried your best, you made plans, you pushed yourself, but somehow everything stayed exactly where it was. It was like walking through thick mud. Every step required effort, and even after doing everything right, nothing really changed. You kept wondering, why isn't anything working? What am I doing wrong? But the truth is, you were not doing anything wrong at all. You were simply in a season where movement was blocked for your protection, not your punishment. God wasn't saying no. He was saying, not yet. This stuck feeling wasn't just in your outer life. It was inside you too. Your emotions felt heavy, your thoughts felt scattered, and your motivation kept disappearing. Even simple decisions felt hard. Some days you woke up feeling lost, and other days you felt tired without even doing much. It wasn't laziness. It was your spirit signaling that something bigger was happening behind the scenes. When life slows down like that, it's usually because God is shifting things in the spiritual world before He moves them in the physical world. You were being prepared quietly, and now, tomorrow marks the day this slow, stuck, frozen energy finally begins to melt away. You may feel a sense of lightness for no reason. You may wake up with a calm mind instead of overthinking. You may suddenly realize that the same tasks that felt impossible now feel manageable again. New thoughts, new ideas, and new ambitions will start bubbling up in your mind. The confusion will begin to fade, and clarity will return, like sunlight after a long storm. It's not just about circumstances changing. You are changing. The heaviness sitting on your chest, the invisible pressure you carried every day, will start lifting. Your spirit will feel open again. Your emotions will feel stable again. That tight feeling inside your heart will loosen, and you'll finally breathe freely without that quiet sadness or silent stress holding you down. You will even notice that your environment responds to this shift. Delayed calls finally come through. Stalled plans begin moving. People who were ignoring you suddenly remember you. Opportunities begin showing up out of nowhere. This is what happens when spiritual blocks are removed. Your life flows the way it was always meant to. And let me tell you something important. You did not imagine this difficult season. The stuckness was real. The exhaustion was real. The emotional weight was real. And because it was real, the breakthrough you're about to feel will also be real. When God decides your time has come, movement returns instantly. One day, everything feels slow, and the next day, everything accelerates. That next day is tomorrow. You're stepping out of a season of delay and entering a season of divine momentum. Your life is not stuck anymore. Your spirit is not stuck anymore. Your path is finally opening. And now, the journey ahead will make sense in ways it never did before. You're moving again, this time with purpose, clarity, and God's blessing, pushing you forward. A major cycle in your life comes to an end. For a long time, it felt like you were living the same story again and again. Different people, different situations, but the same pain, the same disappointment, the same emotional pattern repeating in circles. You trusted people who didn't deserve your heart. You invested your energy into things that didn't give anything back. You kept restarting your life after every setback, hoping this time it will be different. But somehow, life kept pulling you back into the same lessons. It wasn't random, and it definitely wasn't your fault. You were being guided through a cycle that needed to end, a cycle that was shaping you into the person you were meant to become. Every time someone betrayed you, it taught you about boundaries. Every time someone left you, it reminded you that not everyone is meant to stay. Every opportunity that slipped away showed you that what is meant for you will never require begging or chasing. You were learning slowly, painfully, quietly. These lessons weren't punishment. They were preparation. God was making sure that when He finally gave you the future you truly deserve, you would have the wisdom to protect it. You would know who to trust, where to go, and what to avoid. Without these lessons, you might have welcomed the wrong people or stepped into the wrong doors again. But here is the powerful part. That cycle is ending. You won't have to repeat the same lessons anymore. The chapter of being taken advantage of, ignored, underestimated, or misled is closing for good. Tomorrow marks the moment where your life shifts from repetition to elevation. The emotional loops that always pulled you back will break. The people who drained your energy will fall away. The situations that once confused you will stop appearing. God has watched you grow, and now He is saying, you learned what you needed. Now it's time to move forward. You'll notice this ending in subtle ways. You won't feel the same attraction to toxic people. You won't feel drawn to chaos or drama. You'll stop tolerating disrespect. You'll outgrow old habits naturally without forcing yourself. Your instincts will become sharper. Your inner voice will speak louder than before. And most importantly, you'll feel a sense of emotional closure inside your heart, like you finally understand what you needed to understand all along. This ending is not sad, it's empowering. It means you're stepping into a version of yourself that's wiser, stronger, and more aligned with your purpose. You're not the same person who tolerated everything just to keep peace. You're not the same person who ignored red flags. You're not the same person who tried to save everyone except yourself. The old you was learning. The new you is rising. Tomorrow begins the chapter where you meet people who match your heart, not your wounds, where opportunities come that align with your purpose, not your fears, where your life moves forward instead of circling in the same pain. This is the moment where God says, enough. The cycle is complete. And when a divine cycle ends, your destiny begins. Your spiritual strength becomes unshakable. There was a time in your life when even small problems felt overwhelming. One argument could break your spirit. One loss could make you question your whole purpose. One disappointment could throw your mind into chaos. You didn't feel strong. You felt exhausted, confused, and fragile. But what you didn't realize then was that God was slowly shaping you from the inside out. Every moment that felt like it was destroying you was actually building something powerful in you. Spiritual strength isn't built in peaceful seasons. It's built in storms. Every heartbreak that made you cry, made your heart wiser. Every loss that shook you, made your soul deeper. Every silent night where you had no one to talk to, connected you closer to God. These experiences weren't there to break you. They were there to awaken you. And they did. Over time, without even noticing it, you transformed. You started seeing people for who they truly are, not who they pretended to be. You became more aware of energy, of intentions, of God's signs, of your own intuition. You learned to observe instead of react. You learned to be patient instead of desperate. You learned to trust the divine timing instead of rushing out of fear. Now your spirit is not fragile anymore. It's mature. It's strong. It's grounded. The things that once triggered you don't shake you the same way. The situations that once scared you don't control you anymore. You now understand that everything has a purpose, even the painful moments. And tomorrow is when you truly feel the full power of this strength. You will notice your mind becoming calmer. The obsessive overthinking that once kept you awake at night will start fading. You won't feel the need to question everything or worry about every outcome. You will simply trust yourself, trust God, trust the timing, trust the path. That inner trust is a sign of spiritual maturity. It shows you've grown past the stage of reacting out of fear and stepped into responding with wisdom. Your decisions will start becoming clearer. Instead of being torn between options or doubting yourself constantly, you'll begin to choose with confidence. You'll listen to your instincts, and your instincts will guide you correctly because they are no longer clouded by fear or insecurity. Your heart will feel protected, not because nothing bad will ever happen, but because you now understand how to handle anything that comes your way. You won't give your energy to people who drain you. You won't open your heart to situations that damage your peace. You won't tolerate disrespect. You won't chase validation. You will choose what honors your spirit, not what pleases others. Tomorrow is the day you truly feel this shift, not just mentally, but energetically. You'll realize you are no longer the version of you who was easy to break, easy to manipulate, easy to confuse. You have become someone who stands strong, even when life gets heavy. Someone who sees through lies. Someone who recognizes divine signs. Someone who is spiritually alive, awake, and unshakable. This is your new strength. Not loud, not aggressive, but powerful, steady, wise, and deeply connected to God. The strength that was built in silence will finally speak. God reveals why you had to wait so long. Waiting has always been one of the hardest parts of your journey. It's not just the passing of time that hurts. It's the confusion, the silence, the endless questions that echo in your mind when nothing seems to move. You kept praying for answers, for signs, for breakthroughs, for stability. You hoped that the next day would be different, but many mornings felt exactly the same. And slowly, doubt started whispering to you. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe this blessing isn't for me. Maybe I'm wasting my time. But deep down, something in your spirit kept whispering back, hold on a little longer. That whisper wasn't your imagination. It was God guiding you through a chapter that you weren't meant to understand yet. Waiting is never pointless in God's plan. If He makes you wait, it means something is being rearranged, protected, or prepared behind the scenes. During this long wait, You also wrestled with painful questions. Why is this happening? Why is nothing changing? Why am I the one struggling while others are moving forward? These questions weren't signs of weakness. They were signs of growth. They showed you were aware, awake, and deeply connected to your purpose. You cared enough to wonder. You believed enough to expect something better. And even though you were frustrated, you didn't walk away from your faith. That alone shows your strength. Now, tomorrow marks the moment when the fog begins to lift and everything starts making sense. You will finally see why some people had to exit your life, even the ones you cared about. Their presence would have blocked your blessing. Their energy was not aligned with your next level. They were part of your story, but not part of your destiny. What felt like abandonment was actually divine protection. You'll also understand why certain opportunities slipped away. You cried over them, you blamed yourself, you thought you missed your chance. But those doors were closed because God didn't want you trapped in a life that was too small for your future. What you thought was failure was actually redirection. What you thought was loss was alignment. You were being moved away from things that looked good, but were not good for your long-term purpose. And perhaps the biggest revelation will be understanding why you were delayed. The delay wasn't because you were unworthy. It was because God needed the timing to match the blessing. Some blessings come only when you are emotionally mature, spiritually ready, and mentally strong enough to handle them. The wait shaped you. The wait prepared you. The wait protected you. Tomorrow, when the truth reveals itself, the relief will feel like taking the deepest breath after years of holding it in. You'll understand that you were not being rejected. You were being redirected to something higher, safer, and more aligned with your destiny. God didn't make you wait to hurt you. He made you wait to position you. And now, that positioning is finally complete. An unexpected blessing begins to move toward you. There are moments in life when blessings arrive quietly, without warning, without noise, and without any sign that something was coming. You've been working hard, praying hard, hoping hard, yet many times it felt like nothing was changing. You kept wondering if your effort was even worth it. But what you don't realize is that some blessings don't show up because of your effort. They show up because of divine timing. They come when heaven says, now. And that moment is getting ready to unfold for you. This blessing won't be something you planned or predicted. It will come from a direction you never expected. It may come as money when you most need it, or support from someone who suddenly appears in your life. It may come as a message that changes your next step. It may be an opportunity that feels perfectly crafted for you. It may even come as an idea, one small thought that opens a big door. Whatever form it takes, it will feel like a breath of fresh air entering your life after a long season of heaviness. You've spent so much time pushing, trying, and struggling to make things work. But this particular blessing won't require you to push. It won't drain you. It won't confuse you. It won't make you question yourself. Instead, it will arrive smoothly, almost effortlessly. That's how you know it's divine. When a blessing is truly meant for you, you don't have to force it. It finds you. This is happening because tomorrow's energy marks a shift in your timeline. The delays that held your blessings back are dissolving. Paths that were blocked are opening. What was stuck is starting to move. Imagine a door that has been jammed for months. Suddenly, it clicks open with ease. That's what's happening in your spiritual world right now. The blessing that was circling your life, unable to land, is finally being cleared for arrival. You may notice small signs first. Someone unexpected might contact you. You may receive a call that surprises you. You might stumble upon a solution you've been searching for. You may feel a sudden spark of inspiration or direction. These are not coincidences. They are signals that alignment is happening. The blessing may not come in the form you've been imagining, but it will come in the form you need. It will heal something inside you. It will lift a burden. It will give you hope again. It will remind you that God didn't forget you. It will prove that the universe has been moving things in your favor, even when everything felt silent and still. You don't need to chase this blessing. It's already on its way. You don't need to worry about how or when. The timing is being prepared for you. Just stay open, stay calm, and stay ready. The shift begins tomorrow, and once it starts, things in your life will begin aligning faster than you expect. This blessing is not random. It's a response to your faith, your patience, your resilience, and your willingness to keep going, even when your heart was tired. What was delayed is now being delivered. What was held back is now flowing. Your blessing has started traveling toward you, and soon it will find you. Relationships in your life become clear. There comes a moment in everyone's journey where the fog around relationships begins to lift. For a long time, you may have struggled to understand people's intentions, who truly cared for you, who only needed you, who respected you, and who was quietly draining your energy. Some people stayed close only when they needed something. Some showed love only when it was convenient. Some gave you mixed signals that kept you emotionally confused, and some pretended to support you while secretly hoping you would fail. All of this created emotional noise in your life, making it hard to know whom to trust and who deserved a place in your heart. But the season of confusion is ending. Tomorrow begins a phase where God makes everything crystal clear. The people who belong in your next chapter will naturally gravitate toward you. They will speak honestly, treat you with respect, and show consistency. They won't disappear when things get tough. They won't love you one day and ignore you the next. They will stand beside you because their intentions are pure. These are the people who see your worth even when you doubt yourself. These are the souls who make your life lighter, not heavier. On the other hand, those who don't belong in your life anymore will quietly distance themselves. You won't even have to push them away. The energy shift will do it for you. Their messages will slow down. Their presence will fade. Their excuses will increase. Not because you did anything wrong, but because your spirit is rising and their energy can no longer match yours. When your soul decides to grow, it naturally sheds anything that does not support that growth. God is removing anyone who would block your blessings, disturb your peace, or drag you back into old patterns. You will start noticing truths you ignored before. Someone's tone may suddenly reveal their real intention. A small action may show you who they truly are. Your intuition will feel stronger and louder, pointing clearly toward the people who uplift you and away from the ones who drain you. You won't fall for sweet words anymore. You'll pay attention to actions. You won't tolerate half love, half effort, or half respect. You won't stay in friendships or relationships that confuse you. Your heart is done dealing with emotional inconsistency. Drama will no longer attract you. You won't feel pulled into arguments, gossip, or emotional games. You will choose peace over chaos, boundaries over guilt, self-respect over pleasing others. The moment someone threatens your inner balance, your spirit will quietly step back. You won't beg people to stay. You won't question why someone is acting a certain way. You'll simply understand that not everyone deserves access to your energy. Tomorrow marks the day your heart finally feels lighter and free. You will feel clarity where there was once confusion. You will feel strength where there was once hesitation. The right people will move closer. The wrong people will fade away. Your relationships are shifting to match your new level. And this time, your circle will reflect your worth, not your wounds. The stress you've been carrying starts releasing. There's a kind of tiredness that sleep can't fix, the kind that sits inside your chest, tightens your breath, and follows you everywhere you go. That's the kind of exhaustion you've been carrying for a long time. Even on days when you smiled, something inside you felt heavy. Even when things seemed fine from the outside, your soul felt weighed down. You've been dealing with responsibilities, deadlines, uncertainty, emotional pressure, and silent worries that piled up slowly until they became too much. You didn't always talk about it, but the truth is, you were mentally and emotionally drained. Life has pushed you into survival mode for too long. Every day came with a new concern, a new problem to solve, a new challenge to face. You were juggling everything: your emotions, your goals, your relationships, your finances, all while pretending to be okay. Overthinking became a habit, not because you wanted it, but because your mind was trying to find safety in a world that felt unpredictable. You tried to stay strong, but that quiet, invisible stress kept building inside you, making you feel overwhelmed without any obvious reason. But the shift happening now is finally bringing an end to that heaviness. The energy that felt tight and stressful around your life is loosening. The spiritual pressure is releasing. Tomorrow marks the moment where your internal world begins to settle. It won't happen in a loud or dramatic way. It will happen gently, quietly, like a soft breeze passing through your heart. You may wake up and feel lighter for no reason. You may notice that the overthinking slows down. You may feel less tense, less anxious, less overwhelmed. This new peace won't feel temporary. It will feel steady. You'll catch yourself breathing more deeply without forcing it. Your shoulders won't feel as heavy. Your mind won't feel as scattered. Clarity and calm will start returning. You'll feel more grounded, more stable, more in control of your emotions. Hope will slowly rise again, replacing the hopelessness you quietly carried. Your nervous system, which has been on high alert for years, will finally begin to relax. And the beautiful part is, you won't have to fight for this peace. You won't have to run after it. It will come naturally because the energy around you is shifting into balance. Stress leaves when your spirit aligns. Peace enters when your soul is ready to receive it. All the emotional storms you've survived have cleansed your energy and made space for something softer, something kinder, something more supportive. Tomorrow you may notice small but powerful changes. You won't react as quickly. You won't get irritated as easily, and you won't feel emotionally scattered. Things that once triggered you will lose their power. Your heart will feel safer inside your own body. Your spirit will finally have permission to rest. This is the beginning of a new chapter where peace is not something you chase, but something you live in. Your stress is lifting, your heart is healing, and your soul is entering a calmness you haven't felt in years. You deserve this rest, and now it's finally arriving. Your destiny finally aligns with your purpose. There are moments in life when everything feels scattered. Your dreams, your efforts, your emotions, your relationships. You try to move forward, but something always feels off. You work hard, but the results don't match your effort. You chase dreams that don't satisfy your spirit. You fight battles that drain you. And deep down, you know something is misaligned, but you can't quite explain what it is. That misalignment wasn't a sign of failure. It was a sign that your spirit was waiting for the right timing, the right direction, and the right version of you to emerge. Your life has taken you through many detours, paths that didn't lead where you hoped, people who didn't stay, opportunities that didn't last. It was confusing, it was frustrating, and many times it made you question your purpose. But what you didn't realize then is that every delay, every setback, every closed door was gently guiding you away from a life that wasn't meant for you and toward the destiny that was. God wasn't ignoring you. He was shaping you for the exact moment your purpose and your destiny would finally align. That moment begins tomorrow. When destiny aligns, things feel different. Your heart becomes clearer. Your decisions become easier. You stop forcing things that don't feel right. You stop chasing people who do not appreciate your presence. You stop fighting battles that were never yours to fight. Instead of confusion, you feel direction. Instead of doubt, you feel confirmation. Instead of heaviness, you feel momentum. For the first time in a long time, life feels like it's moving forward with you, not against you. You'll notice your goals shift slightly, not because you failed, but because your soul is guiding you toward what truly belongs to you. You'll start dreaming differently. Your vision will expand. You'll understand why some things didn't work out before. They were too small for the person you are becoming. When destiny aligns with purpose, your spirit becomes drawn to things that match your true path. You no longer feel lost, because now you're walking towards something that resonates with your heart. This alignment isn't random. It's the result of your strength, your patience, and your willingness to hold on, even when circumstances gave you every reason to quit. Many people would have broken under the pressure you carried. Many would have lost hope. Many would have taken shortcuts or settled for less. But you didn't. You stayed faithful. You trusted even when you didn't understand. You kept going even when your spirit was tired. And that faithfulness is exactly why your destiny is now opening. Tomorrow is the moment God whispers, "Now you're ready. Now the path is clear. Now you will rise." Not because luck suddenly changed, but because you changed. You grew into the version of yourself who can handle the blessings coming your way. You became stronger, wiser, kinder, more aligned, and now your life is catching up to that growth. Your destiny is no longer drifting. It has found its direction. And now, step by step, everything in your life will begin moving toward the purpose you were always born to live. If your spirit feels this message, don't ignore it. Like this video, comment, "I am ready for my divine settlement," and subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant for you. Your new chapter begins tomorrow. Be ready.